Hello, everybody. Welcome back to One Thing at a Time. How you doing, Hailey?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing great. I'm good.
Good. I'm glad. You're not gonna ask me how I am?
How have
Rude.
you been doing?
I'm good. Today was just like a very gloomy day, and I feel quite tired, but like for no reason because I literally didn't do anything all day. But whatever.
So, okay, we have a fun episode today. It's unpopular opinions. So,
Woo.
woo! Any unpopular opinions? Like this is like wedding edition. So, unpopular opinions wedding edition. And wow, do we have a lot to bring you today. So we have probably 10 unpopular opinions, and we're going to elaborate a little bit. And so we can give you permission to do and not do things at your wedding. So, Olivia, you go first.
Yeah, or ignite some, or
Family fights, yeah.
family fight. I was gonna say that. Um, so I think we need to address the fact that there was no episode last week, and that is because we are lazy.
No, we're busy. We're busy. We had 2 doubleheader weekends, and then we have a wedding
two
this
two weekends
weekend.
in a row. 2 weekends in a
Yes.
row we had a doubleheader. So I mean,
And then this weekend we have a wedding, and then next weekend we have a doubleheader weekend. So I don't even want to hear it because we can take a break sometimes.
I guess I'll let it slide for this week. But we're trying to get ahead, guys. We're getting ahead for
Here.
things, and then in a couple weeks, we'll be changed people because Taylor Swift's album will be coming out, but it'll also be Halloween. So
Yay! What?
I'm so excited. Anyways, okay. So we have actually 12 unpopular opinions that we gathered from our brains. Because we've been going to weddings professionally, like for
Way
a
too
couple
long.
way too long. It's fun. It's a fun time.
We love our job.
But we have experienced a lot of things at weddings. A lot of traditional things and a lot of unique things. So we thought that we would share. Obviously the first one, which I don't think is as unpopular anymore, but it is the garter and bouquet toss is overrated.
Period. I literally so the only way I like this is if the roles are reversed. So the girl grabs the garter off the man and the man throws the bouquet. And it's so much more fun this way, so you can still be kind of traditional if you like want that element, but it gives something to do. But I like the roles reversed. But other than that, it's just not it. Like it's embarrassing like going underneath your dress and like your smelly smells, and it's just not in front of your dad. Like, no, I'm not having Evan. No, that's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the bouquet toss as much as I mind the garter. But I would like to know what the statistic is for how many people that have caught the bouquet actually got married next. I feel like that's funny. But like, I don't know, I just feel like it's um kind of outdated, but you know, it's not for everyone. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not a big fan of the garter at all.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, no. Okay, so this is a really, really one. This starts family like fights, and it's no children, like at all, like none, like no exceptions. Like I'm making one exception for one newborn breastfeeding baby that's a month old, and that is it. There is no other person I'm making exceptions for because there's no reason. Weddings are not a place for kids. Like even if you are getting married and you're like older and you have kids, like don't have them at your wedding. Just hire them a babysitter or have them have a play date and they'll have way more fun. It's just it's not a place for kids. They ruin absolutely any sentimental moment. Like at the reception, they're like constantly crying. They're constantly whining. You can't enjoy your time. You can't drink because you're too worried about your kids and you're too worried about babysitting. During the ceremony, oh my heavens, have we had to snatch up kids from ruining the entire ceremony?
Girl, like many of times. Actually, one recently.
Yeah,
where we were like,
multiple kids.
"Oh, MG." Well, and it's just not the fact that they were, like they were running around. When I tell you that the parents were in the bridal party, so, I mean, you can't really do much of anything but h have someone hold your child,
Or take them
like
outside when they're
or
crying.
take them outside, and, like, these kids were running around, like,
During
causing a
the ceremony, like,
Yes.
squealing, like, squawking, crying, screaming, like, it was just no kids at all at weddings, and that is probably one of the most controversial topics because, like, as a parent, I'm sure you're like, "I wanna spend every moment with me." No,
I'm
we're not gonna do
even
it.
I mean, I'm even for, like, if you have kids and it's your wedding day, sorry, my kids are staying home. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it just depends on how old they are also, but, like, if you're under the age of 5, you're staying home.
No, if
Like,
you're under the age of 16, you're staying home. Because even it's 0 to about 14 that they act out and they want attention and they'll do anything for it and they'll just ruin, like, really cute sentimental moments.
I feel like 14 is way too old to be acting out, but I don't know what they're feeding these kids nowadays. I mean,
Well, they're
maybe.
gonna be iPad kid, and they're probably gonna be, like, pouting in, like, a corner, like, "Ugh." So, yeah, no. I actually I get passionate about our next one, that it's I guess it's your turn, but
Yeah, and I'm kind of on the devil's advocate side of Hailey, even though I do okay, so, fake flowers are still amazing. Yes, but as long as you get high quality fake flowers and not the fake flowers that look fake.
like Dollar Tree. Please don't be
Yeah.
going to Dollar Tree and getting your like bouquet. Now, if you go to Hobby Lobby, there are some really cute like fake flowers that look real. But okay, I'm team real flowers, but if it's not important enough to you and you just have different priorities and a different budget and if you just aren't really going to do anything with real flowers and you think it's a waste, just get fake ones. Like no one cares. It's for one day. Even if it's the most magical day of your life, like it's one day. And like you can do more with fake flowers than you can do with real flowers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you can keep them, but you can also keep real flowers if you dry them out. But, like, you can even go as far as to say, like, all of the decoration, the flower, like, decorations can be fake, like the ones at the altar or whatever, but you can at least
Mhm.
have, like, your bouquet like, your flowers be real or just something, like, something to save money. Or you
Yeah.
know what? I just thought of something else, like, I think that having, um, your bridesmaids if you're having bridesmaids, I feel like them holding these big old chunky bouquets are really, like, cringy. I don't know why. I think they don't need much. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where people spend a lot of money.
100%. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm next. Okay, so um this is controversial, but whatever. You need alcohol to have fun at a wedding.
Yeah, I agree.
Or like okay, so I guess I think you do and I guess I worded this question or this differently, but I think you need alcohol at a wedding because it's just everyone's going to want to leave sooner if there's no alcohol. Nobody's going to enjoy it like I feel like people should. Right.
9 out of 10 dry weddings that I've been to have ended early, and I've only been to actually like a handful, like I could count them on my fingers of dry weddings that are actually like have been fun.
I
Um,
can't I think that there's been 2.
Chris and Emily
Yeah,
was
they
great.
were fun. And
Yeah.
then there
And
might be
then
one other one in there, but there's no. Well, I mean, I think it's just based on like the your type of crowd. Like if you want to have like a lot of like dancing, a lot of fun, you need alcohol. But if you want it to be more like like a like what's the word? Sophisticated feel, then just have like mocktails or if you don't even want to bother with that, just sweet tea and drinks. Like
but you know what? I've been to a lot of weddings that have alcohol that aren't fun.
yeah, it goes both ways.
And that may just be another unpopular opinion where you need to have a DJ.
Yes.
Um so that's not on the list, but that's just one that I remembered. But you need to have a DJ also to have a lot of fun. But
Also, with all of these, we picked like the most controversial stuff because this next one is, yeah, all of them are so controversial.
Are
It's
they?
either
Are they though?
yes,
Like,
it's 50-50. It's either yes or no. For alcohol, like it's either you like are team have alcohol or team no. Your team fake flowers or your team real ones. Your team children or team no children. You know what I
okay.
mean? So like it's just
You know what? I'll put a poll on Spotify and we'll have people pick.
okay. I think you should do
Um,
one on Instagram also.
yeah, we definitely should. We should do it on our on the podcast Instagram at One Thing at a Time podcast. Follow. um, the next one is pay for your own wedding, and I do think that this one is controversial because typically the bride's family pays for the majority of the wedding, and then I correct me if I'm wrong, Haley, but
Rehearsal dinner.
I think the groom's side of the family pays for the rehearsal dinner.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
In like my situation, because we're not doing a rehearsal dinner and because me and Evan eloped, they're covering alcohol for the wedding. But I think the reason why this is controversial is because like the wedding industry, everything's super expensive. And so it's kind of like because parents are in more of a position rather than most like young adults. It's like it's just tradition. But I think that a lot of the time the bride and groom don't really get what they want because they're having other people pay for it, so they don't get their input truly put first. It's always what the parents want at the end of the day. Unless you just have like rare parents that will give you whatever you want, but that's usually not the case.
Yeah, and I'm a big firm believer in don't get married if you can't afford it. Like
100%. Because there
mm,
is going to be things that you're having to pay for that you don't think about.
right. And it's I mean, obviously like if you're having a $30,000 wedding, like obviously like I mean, I don't know. I don't expect my parents to pay for it like at all. But I guess that's just me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I would feel bad if I had them
I
pay
don't
for
feel
it.
bad. Well, granted, my paid 100% for our elopement. So, or me and Ev paid 100% for our elopement. So we paid for our Airbnb. We paid for our rental car. We paid for the photographer, the videographer, like our flowers, like everything except like my dress.
Well, that's
We
because you
paid
can
for.
afford it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like exactly. So like don't get married if you can't afford it. Sorry. Not sorry.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed 100%. Don't try to just like do everything on the cheap. Like take pride in what you do even if it's DIY, but don't try to cut corners with like vendors and stuff. Just like if you want to have an amazing wedding, like try your best to find like a newer photographer that that you like feel like you trust and that you know. Don't try to find some $10,000 photographer and be like, "Hey, can I have you for $1,000?" Like we can just like, can I have you for 6 hours instead of 8? And their prices like don't try to undercut people.
Well, I feel like this is a very controversial thing, like on especially on wedding TikTok of all of the budget brides um pointing fingers at vendors because of, we have to make a living.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get for what you pay for, and
Mhm.
so you just need to be transparent about that. Like if you
Mhm.
are on a budget, you need to look inside your budget and not try to make vendors conform to you. That's not how this works. So,
Agreed. Like the term budget bride is what you need to stay away from. That stigma. Don't let people. It's like the Karens. Like don't be a Karen, a bride Karen, please, because it's ultimately gonna get you bad service, vendors that don't like want to work with you, and you're gonna have high expectations, and you're not gonna be able to meet them, and you're gonna be disappointed with your day. That's just ultimately what's gonna happen. No, that's fair. Well, I should say, like, from my own experience, I had a budget that my mom gave me for the wedding. So that shouldn't be mistaken. Like, I'm not a budget bride. I'm a bride that wants to work with my budget. So I'm going to find vendors within that budget. So it's not like I'm trying to get luxury priced $30,000 venues that have blah blah blah. No, I'm gonna go look for different types of venues, get pricing, and go from there.
And this also brings up another unpopular opinion, basically just in the photography community or the vendor community for weddings, is put your pricing on your website. I literally cannot even explain to you how many clients have told me that they appreciate my prices being on my website, because every time that they inquire with someone that doesn't have their pricing on their website, it's just a starting at, and it's not that, and it's kind of just like a base point to get people to inquire. That is very discouraging. So
Mhm.
vendors, put your pricing on your website, even if it's just kind of vague, but just do it. I don't care what kind of stigma you have against it. No one's gonna copy you. Just chill.
That's a whole podcast episode.
Oh my
Like, I
gosh, I could
can't
go on
even.
and on. I could go on and on about it, but
Um, I will say my next unpopular opinion is to just skip the wedding and elope because that's what I did, and there's no regrets. No regrets. Yeah, you'll have to deal
hashtag
with the
hashtag no regrets.
no regrets. You'll have to deal with your family a little bit for just a few little bit kind of, but it's worth it. It's just so much better cuz being in this industry, there's things that you don't think about during your wedding day. And I feel like a lot of brides have this expectation of what it's going to be, and they get massively disappointed because ultimately it's like life. So it's not going to go to what you want. In an elopement, it's a lot easier to control things than it's a lot easier to control two people than it is to control 125. So like there's no like malfunctions with the mics, or there's no like weird things that could happen during an elopement that could happen with a big wedding. You know what I mean? So for me and Evan, like if we messed up, it's not in front of a bunch of people and it's just in front of us two, and it was just a lot more intimate. It's definitely not for everyone, but I definitely suggest. It's just an unpopular opinion that I love because I did it in no regrets. What's your
Yeah.
other-
Yeah, I'm team elopement too. I plan on it. Whether surprise to Avery's family and mine. I don't know if y'all knew that, but we're
They're
planning.
about to then. They're about to.
uh, but we plan on it. I mean, it's not like we're not gonna tell anybody, but it's just like we would just rather do it on
If
our
there's
own.
one thing I've learned, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And
That's
that's where
Haley's.
I'm going to leave that.
That's Haley's favorite quote.
Literally, if there's like anything wedding day, I'm like, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Like, can we move this table? It's better to ask for forgiveness and permission. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do? But
Move
yeah,
back.
hashtag team elopement all day, every day.
Oh my gosh, Olivia. Okay, Olivia is now being handed the mic. She's hopping on her soapbox. 3, 2, 1.
Sparklers are not a good idea to give to people that have been clearly drinking and drunk. Let me just use a couple weddings for example. Actually, one of the weddings that we just did in September together, I give everyone my base rules. I give everybody my base rules. I say, you do not hold them near me. You do not hold them near any body part that is um that I need, like my eyes, my arms, my hands, anything. You hold them up and you don't wave them around, shake them around, twist, turn, poke people with. We don't do none of that. And I had a bride and groom. I had a bride and groom go through the tunnel. And luckily, I mean, she knows who she is. If she's listening to this, I doubt it. But um, she was going through the tunnel. Luckily, she wears glasses, so she didn't lose an eye. But someone hit a sparkler, hit her in the face with a sparkler, and it like ruined a bit of her glasses or whatever.
Oh
But I
god.
was like, imagine if that was me. Okay, I just care about myself. I care about my hair. I hate sparklers. I think they're the worst idea to give to drunk people. There's so much better alternatives.
Also, drunk people throw out
Uh-oh. Did you
Sorry.
just get a text message?
Yeah. People, what was I saying? Oh, drunk people throw out fire with alcohol, and
I
that's
forgot
where we
about
need
that.
to. No, because it's happened at multiple weddings. Like, the drunker the person, they're like, "Oh, the sparklers are still lighting. Let's pour beer on it to make it go away," because that makes complete sense. And when it doesn't go out, they're like, "Huh?" So they step on it. So sparklers are just not a good idea. They're overplayed. Sorry, brides. They are. Use
Okay.
bubbles, use confetti.
Okay, but sparklers are a good idea if you guys haven't been drinking. If you're drunk, I'm sorry, skip that. Skip it. Try something new. Streamers are a great idea. I love streamers.
Even the
Confetti.
streamers that are on a stick that you can just.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I've seen those. I think they're actually really cute. Glow sticks, bubbles. We've seen it all pretty much. Just just do something else besides sparklers, please.
That's on period. Um, okay, so I'm very passionate about this one. I'm gonna be on my not as much of a soapbox as Olivia, but it's
She
have
cut
a
me
dress
off.
code. Having a dress code, y'all, I'm sorry, but no one wants to see your early 2000s hooker dress that's floral and tie-dye print at the same time. Please just get a new dress. Have a set dress code, semi-formal, all black attire, summer flowy dresses, black tie. There's so many different types of names that you can say for dress codes that I think that the people just need to stop wearing like shorts and like a t-shirt. Um Thank you. Have a good night.
Well, I think one of your favorite things to do at weddings is be like, "Why did they think that that was okay?"
Like I okay, I'm sorry, but I am judgmental with people's outfits. Coming from a major of fashion, I do not agree with most people's fashion choices, and I am entitled to that opinion. So, if you come up in this floral dress in the middle of a winter wedding, I'm like, please save that for spring, and even then, please throw it away. Maybe it's time to go shopping. TJ Maxx, $6 dress in clearance, and it's cute. It will bring a little, okay, hear me out. A black dress with a jean jacket. Mwah, chef's kiss. You can even wear cowboy boots with it if you want to get fancy. But you just need to be very mindful. Like dress codes, if you wear red, don't wear red to a wedding. Don't wear white to a
Don't,
wedding.
don't.
Okay, we're going to do superstitions when we get to it, but just look it up. Don't wear red to a wedding. Don't wear white to a wedding cuz the bride might kill you. Um just have a dress code so that people know how to follow, because usually no one knows what to wear to a wedding. So be like semi-formal, all black attire, guys in ties, girls in pearls. People like know kind of the deal, and they can always just Google it, or you can have an infographic. Just Google infographics for dress code. But I feel very passionate about this, and at my wedding, I'm gonna have semi-formal black and white attire, so any guest can be in black or white, and that's kind of controversial in itself, but I love it. So that's all I have to say about that.
But us Goyles are in champagne.
Yeah, my bridal party inner circle is my pops of color, and they're in champagne to tie in some of the gold accents in the wedding, because y'all are gonna just tie us all together.
Even though that was cringe. Even though my dress is kind of more on the pinky side of champagne, not the gold, but we'll see.
We'll see. We got this. It's okay. There's like 6 months. It's fine. Oh, okay. You have. It's your turn.
Okay. The next one is only having the bride and the groom at the altar. I
Woohoo!
I agree. This was Haley's one, but we're taking turns. But I do agree because I have never understood having your bridal party stand up with you, but not your parents. Um, it's just kind of weird, and I don't really like. I mean, I feel like as a bridal, like I've been a part of a wedding before. I feel like that's just uncomfortable. Um, but yeah,
It's not even just that. they are constantly touching their face. They're constantly doing weird things with their faces. They're constantly moving their dresses, their bouquets, their bodies, their feet. It's just it's half the time I can't even get a legit good enough picture because everyone's always doing something. If they're not blinking, they're moving their arm, they're scratching their lips, they're scratching their nose, they're fixing their hair. And it's just an eyesore. If you don't care about photos, I guess it's not that big of a deal, but from a picture standpoint and like you want everybody enjoy your day,
Hailey.
it's you want to enjoy your day. So you want everybody to like kind of watch you guys fall in love in front of your eyes. And usually half the time your bridal party can't even see you because they're breaking their neck to watch. So
Yeah, and I think that a new trend that I've seen is having your bridal party, like having the girls stand on the guy side so that they can actually see you, and having the
aw.
um switch sides so that they can see you and not looking at the back of your head. I think that's a cute idea. But like I've never been one to like be like, "Oh, I want this person to stand next to me at the altar." It's just like everything I've ever wanted. No, like no thanks.
Agreed.
I love you. I love
Agreed.
you, Haley, but no thanks.
Yeah, if I had a wedding, I was just gonna have me and Evan at the altar because it's about us and there's everyone else can just enjoy it and it's just better that way. I'm sorry. It just is. And if you are gonna have people up there, just have one person up there and have it be your maid of honor and your best man so that they can hold the rings and other things for you. So that's all I have to say about that.
or or your parents, if you have a good relationship with your parents, have them
Yeah.
stand there. I mean, isn't the whole point of having people stand next to you is because they've been there for you or whatever? I mean, your parents have been there for you since you were like what, born.
Yeah,
So,
period.
and whatever.
Period. Ah, period. Period. Ah, period.
Blocked. You're blocked.
Sorry, that gave me the giggles. Okay, so this next one, it might get some heat, which that's the rest of the list too. But it's having a wedding cake. Having a wedding cake is overrated. 100%. Half the time nobody eats it, half the time it's terrible, it's overpriced. I've literally been to 3 weddings that I liked the cake. I mean, granted, I don't like cake, so I'm probably not the best critic, but I hate cakes and they're just terrible. Like, you pay for more of the aesthetic, might as well just get styrofoam and put put icing on it and call it a cake. And then just get some other type of dessert that actually tastes good, like some type of truffle or Oreo snack, or like, I don't know, if you like banana pudding, I don't know. But please just don't do the cake thing. It's just, I mean, unless you want the satisfaction of a cake cutting, which you can just get like a little mini cheesecake and have you and the groom like feed each other with it, because I still think that's cute. Like, that's what me and Evan are doing. Like, we're getting a cookie cake because I love cookie cake. We're gonna cut it together, and then just us is gonna eat it, and then whoever like in the bridal party that wants like a piece of cake. But then we're gonna have like a separate dessert table with like a bunch of different kinds of desserts that like are actually good.
Are you gonna have the dessert that it's in like a little glass and it's like chocolate and it's like,
No.
dang it.
Uh Are you talking about the little shot glasses full of like truffle?
Yes.
We're gonna have it's an Oreo Dream is what it's called, and it's kind of like a truffle Oreo style type deal. So it has like Oreo crumbles, like brownie pudding, I don't know, a bunch of that.
Well, listen, if there's one thing that I have, it's a sweet tooth. So I'm gonna be eating dessert. But let me just say, like, the wedding that we had on Sunday, probably one of like the best cake I've ever had. Like, it was so good. And I'm not one to eat cake. Like, I never eat cake at weddings, but I was so intrigued. I was like, yum.
Well,
But
someone in the morning brought this amazing, like, I don't know if it was a brownie, a cookie, a piece of cake, but it was this local bakery. I'm gonna like, next podcast, I'm gonna figure it out and like give them a shout out because it was phenomenal. But wow, it was amazing. They were like, yeah, the same people that gave us this brought it by this morning and said happy wedding day for the bridal party. They also made like the cake, and I was like, oh, okay. And the cake was just so like fresh and tasty. And oh, it was so good. So shout
I
out.
think the reason why wedding cakes are so bad all the time is that they are made so far in advance,
Mm.
and it's just like, ew. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Like it's been sitting
gross.
out for 8 hours now at this point.
Yeah, it's just
Literally.
but yeah,
um
anyways, cake is
this
overrated. Do a dessert
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, cake is freaking overrated. Okay, this next one, Olivia, is gonna touch on it. It's literally I'm so passionate about this one too. We're both so passionate. So Olivia, you take the lead.
Photography is the best. Period.
Period.
That's what you wrote.
No, but like it's the best. It's the most important part of your wedding, besides you and the groom. Bam.
I saw something that said that you could have the ugliest venue in the world, and if you hire a great photographer, they will make it look cute. And I am a firm believer in that. Even though there's some things that we just can't do, if you have a really I'm
We
not gonna
can't
say that.
Photoshop 30,000 pounds off you. Sorry, girl. Sorry. We cannot make
No.
your double chin go away all the time.
No,
Only sometimes.
that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say regarding the venue,
Oh.
like, there are just some things that we can't do, like, we can't make the grass undead, or, like, we can't make there's just some things, but we can make a venue look cute. I can make anything look cute.
Oh, you guys, I wish you could see the cinder block lines Olivia's had to take out from being in an ugly church, or the wood panels I've had to change the colors with because it was so atrocious.
Do
Um,
you know how many exit signs I've literally, like, photoshopped out?
oh my god,
Too many.
I have to do that for this last wedding because the grand entrance was right where an exit sign was.
Well, I wouldn't do much of that, but I'm just like, but for like the ceremony, that's the only time that I'd actually really do that. But it's just little things that a great photographer can do that people take advantage of, like editing and composition is key. Like, people don't understand that the
No,
reason
don't.
the reason why it costs so much money is because we are
The best.
experts. I mean,
The best. We can make anything look good. We know how to pose you. Like, the one thing that you're going to want out of your wedding day is memories. Like, you want to be able to remember it. And the only way to do that is through photos. Like, through photos and video. That is the only way that you can relive the day. There's no wedding cake that's going to last as long as wedding photos can. And that is on period.
well, and the thing is like, you need, when it comes to picking a wedding photographer, I've touched on this before, but pick a wedding photographer that is very skilled in their editing process, and their like photographers that take pride in their editing and everything, and like
Like
they
you.
know, like me. Yeah, hire me. No, but, like, they just take pride in their editing, and they take pri and, like, if you obviously see that they care so much about the images that they're delivering to you, they're obviously a good photographer. You know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just we can make it look easy, like taking pictures, like, it's really easy to click a button. It really is. But that's not when the job stops.
Mhm.
So, all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying,
that was
girl.
on period. This last one,
You and
literally.
you and Andy are about to get in a fight.
Okay, so I think that yes, weddings are for guests, but at the end of the day, my presence is a present enough, and I think wedding favors are overrated. I said it. I think that it's like no one wants the candy in the bags. Like nobody wants, like, I don't know. I've seen some like seeds that you're like, do you think anyone's going to plant seeds? No. Like the wedding favors are they take too much time, too much energy, too much. The only one that I've ever liked was, her name was Sonia. Shout out to Sonia. She gave me a little tea and a little tea. It's like a heart shaped. You can strain the tea like a tea strainer and a tea,
I
and it was
liked
amazing.
hers. Yeah, I liked hers too. I didn't take one, but I
I
really
did.
liked hers.
Yeah, because I think that that's useful, but a lot of the time it's not useful. And I think the only thing that is tasteful is like the Advil attached to water bottles because music's loud and alcohol will give you a headache, and so you can like recharge
That's
for
funny.
dancing. That's the only favor I think is okay.
Well, I really like the ones where it's just like you can take the glass. Like, I think that's cute. Like, oh, just
Mhm.
take the glass. I think that's really cute. Actually, at Brooke and Dallas's wedding, I did take their little candy in a bag because I have a sweet tooth. But that, I mean, I like never take wedding favors except for if it's something I can eat or a koozie. So, if you
Okay,
have
koozies. I anytime I've ever taken a koozie from a wedding, it's ended up in the trash because it's just clutter.
I love him. I love him. I will
They're
keep I will
fun.
literally love him. I will take all the
Fun.
koozies.
Get out of here. Well, okay, everyone print only one koozie for Olivia for your wedding.
I'll take them. I'll take them. And they will end up in my koozie section at home.
Period.
I have plenty of koozies that have people's
Wedding
names
dates.
on them.
Yeah. I will say this was a fun episode because we just love being controversial, don't we? Especially
I
all of the
love
media.
I love talking crap. It's my favorite thing.
Especially with all the drama with Harry Styles and then all the
Okay.
Easter egg drama and then all
Uh,
of the oh don't worry darling drama. It's just it's controversial. Oh wait, Mercury was in retrograde. It's ended. This is the aftermath that we're dealing with. So
It
it was
ended
fitting.
like in the beginning of October.
It's October 12th.
Yeah, it literally ended on the 2nd of October.
Okay, we're still dealing with aftermath.
Are we?
Yeah, we are because this I felt this Mercury retrograde. I don't care who believes in what and why and who what they don't believe in, but Mercury in retrograde is a freaking thing.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm just saying. And last time on the podcast, I said I wasn't much of a girl that talks about their menstrual cycles, but it's not a coincidence that first of all, I started on a full moon, and second of all, I started when I was with you.
And it always happens. Always. It's I make you start. Sorry.
You make me start, I make you poop.
Yes.
I'm leaving that
Period.
in. I'm leaving that
Okay.
in.
Well, Olivia has this thing that anytime I like hop on the phone with her, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go to the bathroom. BRB. So thank you.
Oh, all right. Well, that was really fun. I'm glad that we got to do this.
Yes, it was fun. It was a loosey goosey episode, which last week was kind of like a hard, like a notes episode. So it's nice to like have a little reprieve. So yeah,
So yeah, we're trying to get caught up
bear
with
with us.
yeah, please don't be rude to not like anyone's ever been rude, but like I don't know, for podcasts like this week there was a holiday on Monday and I expected all of my podcasts to come out and then they didn't and I was like, what the heck?
Mm.
So we can just blame us not putting out a podcast on the holidays that happened this week.
And busy season. Okay, we're just calling it like it
Busy
is.
season.
I'm sorry. No, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we can do a lot of things, but there's one thing that we can't always do, and it's be there. You know.
Provide the best of the best, even though we try.
What else has been going on in like pop culture news? Kanye West is being kind of controversial, but what's new? But
I'm not commenting on
I'm not
anything
either.
political.
I'm
Sorry.
not either. No, it's yeah.
What
Kanye.
okay, this is how I feel about anything political and anything like that. My what I have to say does not matter at all in the slightest. The only thing that matters is your vote to like your senator and legislatives, so and your local authorities. So if you want change, you vote. But no, I mean freedom of speech, yes, but ain't nobody want to hear nothing. Ain't nobody care. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to do anything. So I am now sitting down. Thank you. Have a great night.
and that is why we don't post anything political because there's no
At
point.
all. Zero. Zilch. Like, religion's the only
Hailey, I swear if your phone goes off one more time,
religion is
you are
the
fired.
only religion is the only thing that I will talk about, because that's the only thing that truly matters, because me talking about it will do something. And if I get to talk about the Lord and what he's done in my life and what he's done, what he's still doing, then I'm going to, because period.
So how's the world? I mean, how's the world? How's the Lord working in your life right now?
He is providing me with such amazing opportunities with my job. Amazing. It's been a very um it's been a very rewarding month, I should say, because like we're super busy this month, and as much as like the wedding season, we're in the thick of it, it's hard, it's still like so rewarding, because I get to go to I get to be a part of people's most important day, and I get to do it over and over again, and I get to see them at their best and most vulnerable and most perfect moments. So that's how I feel about that. How about you? What is the Lord doing in your life right now?
I think I'm really just growing in my faith. I've been trying to be better at praying about things that in the world and for
Mm,
my family, and um so yeah, I've just been trying to be better at praying and opening up and not worrying. I have a really bad tendency about worrying about things
yes,
that I
me
can't
too.
control. So I've just been trying to be better, and I think the Lord is guiding me through that. But also, He's providing me with a lot of opportunities as well. Like, you know, still being full time is the
Mhm.
Lord's work. So I
Period.
mean,
The
it's
Lord's
just,
will, not ours. The Lord's will.
and I think just I don't know. I feel like I'm not the only one that deals with this, but I kind of get a little bit of seasonal depression. So just trying to be, you know, clear minded and just go through the season without anything. And that's what I've been praying for and all of that kind of stuff. And just praying for good health
Yes.
um and all of that as we go through flu season.
Oh my gosh, allergies. I'm so, you know how like spring cleaning's a thing? Well, fall cleaning's a thing in my house this week. So the
Yeah.
dust, the allergy. Okay, you know what? I love the leaves falling, so I'm not even going to complain. But man, my throat is kind of itchy right now, and I might have to take a NyQuil.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how puffed up my eye got.
Yeah,
Like,
your whole face was like puffed up a little bit. I was like,
yeah. So I'm kind of going to blame that on laundry, cuz you know that when you have to clean
lint
the lint, some
drop.
of that, yeah. I just can't do laundry. Can't do
Okay, sorry,
chores.
Avery. Sorry, Avery.
Avery can do his own laundry cuz guess what? His mom taught him how to do his own laundry, so he does it himself.
I do Evans. And when he was in college, guess who did his laundry every weekend when he brought it in a big, massive case? Me. So I'm the laundry girl. So whatever.
I don't
I've accepted my fate.
I don't mind. I actually don't mind doing laundry. The only thing that I actually mind doing is dusting and taking out the trash. I
The
I
trash.
literally cannot bring myself to do it. It's a man's job. I cannot. You will
Oh
not
my god,
see
yes.
me. You
Yes.
will not see me pulling that trash can up to the curb ever.
Yes. Yes. I love you so much. Okay, what are we going to talk about next week? What do you think?
I don't know.
I feel like we should do a Q&A, and we should ask the people questions that they have for us.
Next week when the podcast comes out, we're 2 days away from Taylor Swift's album coming out.
I'm excited.
And then the week after that, Taylor's album will be out.
That was my squeal of yes, and I'm excited. Literally, I asked Evan, "What do you want to listen to?" He goes, "Taylor Swift's fine." I said,
Oh my god, for
"Give her
real?
God." Yes, yes, he loves it. He will never admit that he loves it, but he's like, "Yeah, we can
Okay,
listen to Taylor
I
Swift."
need you to go on my Spotify
Okay.
and I need you to look at my playlist that I have made. I really take pride in
Oh,
my
I know.
playlist.
I 100% saw it because I was like, "This girl really did the most." I literally typed in Olivia. Guess what it pulled up?
Olivia Rodrigo, please shoot me. Guys, I literally, so I'm on Google, obviously, and people think that they're texting or contacting Olivia Rodrigo all of the time. And I have to be the person to be like, I'm not Olivia Rodrigo. Please stop contacting me.
My favorite Olivia album is You Shouldn't Dance. It's unprofessional.
That's my party playlist.
So basically, I'm saving all of these. And then Harold Styles, that's awesome. And the pictures that she has, fantastic.
If you want to follow me on Spotify, by all means, go ahead. It's just Olivia Rodriguez, I think.
Okay, my favorite Tisa songs. I'm sorry, but that photo that you have is just gold. It's gold. 100%. Comfort Artist with Lana Del Rey and The Fire.
So I was trying to think of a good name for that podcast. I mean, for the podcast, but for the playlist, but I couldn't think of anything. And all the things that I wanted to put were too long.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that playlist, it's Lana Del Rey, Sabrina Carpenter, and Ariana Grande, I think. And I was gonna put Lana Del Rey, Sabrina Carpenter, and Ariana Grande all walk into a bar, and it wouldn't fit.
I would think you should put Walk Into a Bar.
Walk into a bar.
But Comfort Artists, that's a good playlist. I get the gist.
Yeah, well, I used to have another artist in there, but they're being kind of controversial right now too, so I had to not
kick the bucket.
Yeah, which is kind of sad, but I don't really want to talk about it. I'm a little sad about it.
That's okay. We don't have to talk about it.
Well, do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Rex Orange County.
Wait, why are they?
The singer, Alex, whatever his last name is, he has been charged with 6 counts of sexual assault.
Yes. No, 100%. I saw that. 100%. But it made me, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't support that.
Yeah, no. Which is really sad because I love his music, but I feel like, I don't know.
You're supplying his defense team.
Right. But I feel like, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, but I feel like some of the story just doesn't add up. And all 6 of the accounts are with the same person. So, I mean, it's not like.
Oh, okay. We're not trying to victim blame. We just want the full story.
Yeah. I mean, we just want the full story because I really hope it's not true. But.
Yeah.
But in the UK, I think being charged and like it's different. With us in the US because we say accused but they say charged, and then if he gets convicted, he has been charged here. That's what you know what I mean. So it's just a little bit different wording. But
also Chris Brown, I mean, he not only was accused, but he was convicted, and people still listen to his music. So at the end of the day, I think that one mistake doesn't define your life, and we should help people reform rather than put them in prison.
But for right now, okay, but like Rex Orange County literally canceled the tour because he was in jail. And like people didn't know that. People didn't know that he was in jail. Okay, but he was like, we have to cancel due to personal reasons. I'm just saying, Harry Styles better not mess up, or else I will cry.
Or else we'll bail him out of jail, and we'll keep him, and we'll join a cult with him.
That's exactly right.
Be our leader.
That's exactly right.
Charles Manson, but without all of the murder and mind games and all the drugs.
Ooh, you know what? Speaking of Charles Manson, I have an interesting story for you. So did you? Okay, hold up. I have to think about what her name is. Some lady just passed away. And hold on, I have to. Okay, Angela Lansbury. She wrote Murder, She Wrote. You don't know who that is. She was the original Beauty and the Beast teapot. Voice.
Oh. That's sad.
She passed away. Anyways, but it was very interesting. I heard a story about her that she, her daughter was having, like, she was becoming friends with some person that wasn't very like a good person, and they were making them rob banks and stuff like that. And so she picked up her family and moved to Ireland. Well, come to find out, that person was Charles Manson. And so she had just a gut feeling, and that's just crazy.
That's insane. That's terrifying. I never made that connection. Like, and I'm like, I've listened to so many things about. Maybe I do know who she is. I don't know, but I didn't know that. Dang.
I'm sure you probably do know who she is. She was just a very old lady.
Yeah.
Probably. She was a I don't know, but she was gifted a title by the Queen. I don't know. The Queen gives out many titles. Rest in peace, Queen. Rest in peace, Queenie.
Get out of here. When I think of Queenie, I think of American Horror Story. But anywho, I think that's enough rambling for today. I think we will get back to you next week with an episode, God willing. Just remember, friends, that don't do anything that you don't want. Don't do anything, guys, that you don't want to do. If you don't want to do it at your wedding, don't do it. If your groom doesn't want to do it at your wedding, don't do it. Because at the end of the day, it's what you want, because it's your wedding and nothing else matters. And you're going to be the one that live the decisions that you make, nobody else. And that's on period.
I think that just applies with anything. Don't do anything that you don't want to do. Peer pressure is real, people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. You can find me at Olivia Rodriguez Photos on Instagram and TikTok, except for Facebook, which is Olivia Rodriguez Photography, because I'm too dumb to change it. And where can they find you, Hailey?
They can find me on Instagram, my website, Facebook, all at Hailey High Photography, and also TikTok, unless I already said that. But anywho,
you can find the podcast on Instagram and TikTok, and you can listen on Spotify, Apple, and really anywhere that you can find podcasts. So that is all. That is a wrap. Thank you for listening.
And we'll hear you next time. Bye.
Bye.